Hey, what's good with it, folks? Your boy AG, the BHB. Now, if I can only pick 10 cheap fragrances to use for the rest of my life, what would those be? Stick around, I'll let you know. I'll kick my music. Man, I hope you're staying safe out there in these crazy times. If you're returning back to the channel to see me, man, I appreciate you being here. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome to Trailz. So this right here is a tag video, and I was tagged by Barry over at Sensualized. If you've never been to his channel, man, I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description. Now, he's a cool dude, man. Go ahead and stop by, let him know I said hi. And Barry, if you're watching this, I appreciate the tag, man. So this is 10 cheap fragrances for life. Where the premise of the video is if I had to throw out my whole collection and I could only pick 10 cheap fragrances, which fragrances would those be? Well, let's go ahead and get into the list, man. I'll let you know. So on the number 10 spot, I have Davidoff's Cool Water Cologne. Now this one here is a fresh hot weather fragrance. It's got a lot of notes in it, but the main ones that stick out to me is the seawater notes, the green notes, the lavender, the mint. Like, it's got a lot of notes in it, man, but those are like the main players to me. And every time that I smell this one here, it reminds me of being in the ocean, man. Like taking a dip, letting the waves crash up against me, man. Just hanging out at the beach, man. That's what this one kind of reminds me of. Those in the fragrance community, though, know that this right here is an inspiration of Green Irish Tweed by Creed, which is a high dollar niche type fragrance. So while Green Irish Tweed is a high dollar fragrance, you could pick a 100 ml version of this one for around 20 to 25 bucks. And you'll be able to have a Green Irish Tweed inspired fragrance for a cheaper price. Now, in my opinion, Armafsis Tres Nuit is a better alternative to that one, because whereas this one here is more aquatic and marine like, this one right here actually is a lot closer to Creed's Green Irish Tweed, and this one focuses a little bit more on the greener type notes. But the reason that this one actually made my top 10s list is because of the memories that's attached to this one, man. So this one right here reminds me of when I was a kid growing up and going to middle school and early high school, man. That's why this is one that would have to be in my top 10 cheap fragrances for life. So that was my number 10, man. Cool Water Cologne by Davidoff. So my number 9 spot, man, is one that reminds me of my high school days, man. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is none other than Tommy Hilfiger Cologne. Now this one right here, man, I will always love this fragrance right here. Every time I smell it, I don't know what it is about this one, but when I smell this one, like in the background, I kind of get like a apple pie type of scent, or at least that's what it reminds me of. I don't know if it's the apple and the cranberry mixed with the amber, but it kind of reminds me of like an apple pie type thing. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a gourmand type fragrance. So I know some of y'all who own this one or have smelled this one are probably gonna be like apple pie. That's not what it reminds me of. It probably doesn't, because this is really more of a citrus aromatic type fragrance. So it's not a gourmand type fragrance, but I don't know, man. It's just something in the background once you get past all the citruses and stuff that it just gave me a slight hint of like a warm apple pie. Maybe it's just a fat boy in me, I don't know. But there's something in it, man, that kind of reminds me of that. But this one here is a good spring or summer type fragrance, man, that you can use casually, man. And even though this is from the 90s, it does not smell outdated. Neither is the Cool Water Cologne that I talked about, number 10 spot. Now, back in the day, man, Tommy Hilfiger was huge, man. The brand was huge. It was all over the magazines, on TV. And my favorite hip hop artist was wearing it. It was on my favorite rap videos. Like, it was everywhere, man. So, I mean, I remember people in school, it was wearing Tommy Hilfiger a lot, man. I remember having the big old Tommy Hilfiger flag all on my t-shirt, my Tommy Hilfiger pants. Some of them were real and some were knockoffs, but as long as they weren't looking at my tags, it didn't matter, right? I was a poor kid back then. I was just making it happen. But anyway, so this one was huge back then too, man. Because of the memories that this one has packed in it for me, this is one that will always be in my collection. So that was my number 9 spot, man, Tommy Hilfiger Cologne. So on my number 8 spot, what I have for you is Burberry's London. Now this one right here is an awesome fragrance, man. I love this fragrance right here. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know that during the fall and winter time, this is one that I wore often. This is the one that I refer to as Christmas in a bottle. I've always said, man, that if you were to take Christmas, liquefy it, and put it into a bottle, this is what you would get. Now, the main notes in this one that stand out to me is tobacco, cinnamon, lavender, you get leather. Like, those are the main ones that stick out to me, man. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this one, man. So this is an awesome fragrance. So I often wear this one in the fall and the winter. It is great for that time period. But yeah, man, this reminds me of just happy times during the holidays. Like even right now, man, this one right here makes me wish that we was back during the holidays before all the current craziness is going on in the world right now, where we could freely go back and forth and be hanging out with our families and stuff. That's what this reminds me of, man. So this is one that will also always be in my collection. So that was my number 8 spot, man, Burberry's London. Now my number 7 spot is another fragrance that you can use in the fall, and you can pull it off in the winter time as well, although it's better for fall. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is CK1 Shock. Now this one right here, man, this one right here has a lovely has a lovely smell, man. Now the main notes that stand out to me in this one is the tobacco, the amber, the lavender, the cardamom. Now those are basically the ones that stand out the most to me. This is another one that you could pick up for less than $30. Matter of fact, if I haven't mentioned it yet, all the fragrances that's on this list is gonna be about $30 or less. It's definitely one that I would recommend for like the fall and winter time, especially if you enjoy a tobacco type fragrance. So that was my number 7 spot, CK1 Shock. Now my number 6 spot is a summer staple fragrance, man. And the one that I'm talking about is Nautica Voyage. Now this one here, man, is one that tends to be on a lot of people's top 10 summers list. It doesn't matter if it's a regular top 10 or a cheapies top 10. A lot of people tend to have this one on their list. And reasonably so, man. It's a great smelling fragrance. Like I love this one right here. There's another one that tends to remind me of the beach, man. Just hanging out at the beach, walking on the boardwalk, staring off into the ocean. You know, that's what this one reminds me of. Now the notes in this one is apple, green leaves, lotus, mimosa. Now it doesn't have aquatic notes or marine notes listed on Fragrantica, but I believe it's the lotus, which is an aquatic flower. And I believe that that's what's giving it that vibe. But yeah, man, I love this fragrance right here. And this is also one that I like to use during summertime. Matter of fact, I've been on multiple cruises, man, to the Caribbean, and this is definitely one that I love to wear when I go on a cruise or go to the beach. But you ain't even gotta be at the beach, man. This is one that I like to use casually around the house or to go run errands. Hell, I even wear this one to work. So when the sun is out and it's hot and the heat is up, man, this is one that I like to use, man, just to remind me of being out at the ocean. Just gives me that fresh type of vibe, man. So I really love this one, and this is definitely one that I would have to keep. So on number 6 spot, man, that was Nautica Voyage. Now my number 5 spot, what I have is Ghidorah Ferrari Forte. Now this one right here, man, is an awesome scent. It is one that I instantly fell in love with. Like this has an awesome plum note that's in here, and it just, man, it just smells so great. Now the notes that's in this one is obviously the plum. You have cinnamon, pineapple, apple, orange blossom. This is a long lasting and very good projecting fragrance. Like you're definitely gonna get noticed when you walk in the room, and it leaves a great scent trail behind you, man. Now I don't know why this is one that doesn't really get talked about in the community. I didn't see a lot of people that really talked about this one. But man, I'll tell you what, it's one that smells great and worth the money. Even though this is one that I picked up late, this ended up being one that I ended up wearing a lot last winter. And I got quite a bit of compliments with this one as well. This is definitely a good one, man. You can wear this in the evening, out on a date, or you can wear this at the bar in a club. Because of the projection, it'll definitely work as well. Now you can use this one for the day, but I do feel like it's better suited for the evening time. But man, this is a very awesome, sweet fragrance right here. Now, if you're not into sweet fragrances like your 1 million, then this is probably not gonna be the one for you. But man, for me, this one right here is awesome. So it's definitely a cheap fragrance that I would keep for life. So on my number 5 spot was Ghidorah Ferrari Forte. Now on my number 4 spot, I have Burberry Touch for Men. Now this one right here, man, this came out in the year 2000, but I promise you this is not an outdated fragrance. This is still one that smells great today. And I love the violet leaf that's in this one, man. Those that have been following me on my Instagram page, man, know that I'm a fan of the violet note. So anytime a fragrance has a violet note in it, chances are I'm probably gonna like that one. And this also has musk, tonka, vetiver, white pepper. Like this is an awesome fragrance right here. And this is another one that you could pick for under $30. But yeah, man, this is definitely a woody, floral, musky type fragrance, man. And the best part about it, man, this is a very versatile fragrance right here, man. You could wear this one in the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter. Like really, they work best for spring and fall, but I mean, this is definitely one you can still wear in the summer and the winter time. Now this one here, you can wear casually, hanging out with your friends, you know, running errands, or you can wear it to the office, man, to work. This is definitely a good scent for that as well. But yeah, man, I really love this one right here. So this is another one, man, that also brings me back memories, man. Like I said, this came out in the early 2000s. So this one definitely brings back memories of that time period. I definitely get compliments to this day with this one. So this is definitely one that I would keep in my collection for life. So that was my number 4 spot, Burberry Touch for Men. So my number 3 spot, man, is a fragrance that I recently acquired, but yet it's already made a large impression on me, man. Like I really enjoy this one. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is Hermès Bois Luxura. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is definitely a great fragrance, man. So for those of y'all who are not familiar with this one, man, this is supposed to be Hermès' take on Fahrenheit Summer. Now, I've never smelled Fahrenheit Summer, so I can't confirm or deny how close this is to that. But what I can tell you, though, is that this one right here has like a fresher take on that Fahrenheit type vibe. And this is a very smooth, well-blended type fragrance, man. This one here has lavender, green notes, vetiver, iris, violet. It's all blended pretty smoothly, man. It smells great. Like I really enjoyed this one right here a lot. Now, once again, those that follow me on Instagram know that one of my favorite rainy day fragrances is Mercedes-Benz Intense. Now, this one here is Mercedes-Benz's take on that Fahrenheit type DNA. And another one by Mercedes that they put out is, of course, the original Mercedes fragrance, and this one right here is supposed to be like Mercedes-Benz's take on that Fahrenheit aqua type vibe. Now the reason I mention them is because, like I said, those that follow me know that those is one that I really enjoy, and if it wouldn't have been for me recently picking this one up, one of those would have made the list. But this one right here, to me, man, outshines both of those and has quickly become my favorite out of the three. And the best part about it is that this one here costs cheaper than both of these Mercedes fragrances, and it smells better. And this one here is one that lasts a long time and projects pretty well as well. So this is definitely a spring favorite of mine that you could also use in the summertime because of its freshness, and it's one that I definitely recommend, man. So it's one that I would have to have for the rest of my life. So my number 3 spot, man, was Boys Luxuria by Armaf. Now for my number 2 spot is one that you should have known would have been on my list. Like, there is no way that I can have a cheapies list and not mention Club de Nuit Intense Men. Now, yes, I know this one right here is the Eau de Parfum Collector's Edition, but like I told y'all before, I gave the EDT away to my father, so I don't have that bottle anymore. But it looks exactly like this one, minus the limited edition and Eau de Parfum concentration lettering that's on this bottle. Other than that, though, it looks exactly the same color and everything. But yeah, man, this is a clone of Creed Aventus. And Creed Aventus, for y'all that don't know, man, is known as the king of fragrances. It is a niche fragrance that is very expensive. So to be able to pick up the EDT version of Club de Nuit Intense Men for under $30 is a steal. It smells similar to Creed Aventus. Club de Nuit Intense Men is known to be one of the best pre-clones that is out there. It is very versatile. You can use it for spring, summer, fall, winter, you know, dressed up, dressed down, casual. Like, this pretty much fits any occasion, man. You could wear this one for pretty much anything. This is a woody, spicy fragrance that is also fruity and also smoky. Now, Creed Aventus is definitely the better option, and it's definitely the way to go. It's a lot more richer and it smells a lot greater. But if you can't afford the $300 to $400 price tag on that one and you want something that gets close to that for cheaper, you definitely can't get any better, in my opinion, than Club de Nuit Intense Men by Armaf. And for under $30, man, this one right here is a steal. So that was my number 2 spot, man, Club de Nuit Intense Men by Armaf. And now we're down to my number 1 spot, man. Now this is one that you would have had to have seen coming if you've been following me here on YouTube and been catching any of my top 10 lists, or been following me on Instagram. Then you would have known this is a cheapie that more than likely I would have had to have had on this list. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is L'Homme Ideal Cologne by Guerlain. Man, this one right here is a lovely scent, man. I love this one right here. And the most disappointing part is that this is a discontinued fragrance. However, even though it's discontinued, it is still one that you can find for under $30 for a 100 ml bottle. There is not too many gourmand type fragrances that I know of anyways that you can wear in the summertime. One of the few gourmand type fragrances that I know of that you can wear when it gets hot and humid. Now, if it gets too humid or you start to get into like the triple digits like we do down here in Texas, then I probably wouldn't recommend it on those type of days. But other than that, man, even when it gets hot or a little humid around here, man, you can still wear this one in the summertime. And this one here, man, has good projection and good longevity, and it smells great, man. You get the notes of almond, grapefruit, vetiver, and orange, man. I mean, those are just some of the notes in here, man, but man, this is a great fragrance right here, man. So pick this one up if you can, man, because once this one sells out, the price is definitely going to start to skyrocket on these like it does to a lot of discontinued fragrances. I mean, I've seen some stuff out there that's been discontinued that goes for about $800. So I don't know how much this one will eventually be selling for, but I can tell you it's definitely going to be a lot more than $30. So right now, while you can pick this up for under $30, man, I would definitely recommend that you go online or you go to your nearest rack store, man, and pick this one up. And it smells great, and it's a good spring and summer fragrance right here. So for me, man, this is my number 1 top 10 cheap fragrance that I would keep for the rest of my life, man. So that was my number 1 spot, man, L'Homme Ideal Cologne by Guerlain. So there you have it, man. That was my top 10 cheap fragrances for life. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. And once again, Barry, if you're watching this, I appreciate the tag. Now, as far as who I would tag, Centaur fragrance, man. I know you don't like to do top 10s lists very much anymore, but I'd be curious to know which 10 you would pick on your cheapies list for life. So if you were to do that top 10 list, man, I would definitely feel honored, man, because I know you don't like to do those anymore. And another person that I would pick, man, is Anna Absolute. Now, I know she mainly does female fragrances, but I'd still be interested in seeing which 10 she would pick. Now, Anna, if you're watching this, it is totally up to you if you want to include men's fragrances or if you just want to leave it at females fragrance. Either way, I'd love to see you do a 10 cheap fragrances for life video. So one of the person that I can think of that hasn't done this type of video yet is One Accord. So, man, if you're watching this, you've just been tagged. So hopefully, man, you'll do the video, man. I'm curious to see what, which 10 you would pick. And that goes for all of y'all, man. I'm curious to see what y'all would pull out of the stash, man. But anyways, man, I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed it or you found it informative in any kind of way, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And like I said, when the screen pops up, go ahead and hit the bell. So anytime I put out any new videos, you're going to be one of the first ones to know. But anyways, I appreciate y'all spending your time with me, man, and I will catch y'all on the next one, man.